My husband works 72 plus hours a week. I'm at my wit's end because I don't know what else to do. We don't even have extra $10, $15 to throw towards debt.
A Brooklyn man lost his $800,000 home over a $5,000 water bill. It was sold out from under him at a foreclosure auction.
Rent's increased from $1,300 to $1,800. The food prices are too high. I've cut back on eating because I literally cannot afford food.
The bills are piled high and many Americans just can't keep up. Credit cards are maxed out, car payments are overdue, and mortgage delinquencies are rising. It's not just bad luck, it's a sign of an economy buckling under its own weight. In this video, we'll break down why more Americans are falling behind, how rising costs and wage stagnation are creating a debt spiral, and what this means for households just trying to hold it together in 2025. But before we do that, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I truly appreciate it.
Currently drowning in $60,000 worth of debt. I decided to create this secret account to hide from my friends and family who have no idea how bad my financial situation is. My husband works 72 plus hours a week. By the time bills and minimum payments for our credit cards are paid for, there is chump change left for groceries and gas. I'm at my wit's end because I don't know what else to do. We don't even have extra $10, $15 to throw towards debt at this point. And I see that this trend is working for a lot of people. They're trying to like pay off their husband's trucks. I'm really just trying to get in a better financial situation because my worst fear is that my husband can't go to work or something happens and we lose everything. We have no savings. We have nothing to fall back on.
Unfortunately, this is a reality for a lot of Americans. If they lose their job or if they miss, a paycheck, like what's happening currently at the time I'm recording this with the government shutdown, they could lose everything. And there is not a social safety net in the US. If it makes you feel better, I'm 28 and in $132,000 worth of debt. $38,000 in credit card debt have made my first budget 3 weeks ago. You don't have a money problem. You have a not living within your means and budgeting problem. Sell any financed cars, get beaters, sell the 4-bedroom house, get a 1 to 2 bedroom, or move in with family. That phrase that people throw out about just move in with family, pay off your debt. Some people don't have family to move in with, and some people's families don't want them to move in. So I don't think that's always a great piece of advice. Creating a budget and living below your means is definitely great advice. We were in $100,000 worth of debt. We paid it off in 4 years. We sold everything we could and we moved across the country trying to twice for better income. You gotta go with the big sacrifice.
The first month I won't be able to afford rent. I'm not a rich person. I don't have a lot of stuff. I have basic household necessities, a couch, a bed, washer, a dryer. That's about it. A car. I don't have a lot of lavish things. I don't go on vacations and I don't spend a lot. Rent's increased from $1,300 to $1,800. The food prices are too high. I've cut back on eating because I literally cannot afford food. I've cut back on my favorite snacks, cat food, treats. I'm exhausted all the time from being overworked and underpaid. You don't catch a break when you grow up poor. I don't need much to be happy. I just want to be able to live comfortable. I just really need to catch a break right now. I'm trying so hard and I feel like I'm not doing enough. I don't have family. I don't have anything to fall back on.
She said, I just want to be able to live comfortably. I feel like, unfortunately, just being able to be comfortable is now the new American dream because the old one is dead. Some of the comments say, I'm 48 and have only been on 1 vacation in my entire life. Learn to live with 2 to 3 roommates like we did back in the day. You would only have to make about $3,000 a month and you would be good. Working 68 to 74 hours a week with 2 jobs, my life is work. I can relate.
The minimum wage in Florida is now to $14. The adjustment, part of a constitutional amendment that was approved in 2020, which raises the minimum wage each year until it reaches $15 in 2026. But does that $1 actually make a difference? Florida International University's assistant teacher professor Dr. Robinson Reyes-Peña says the gradual increase is important.
On the one hand side, you have the worker, and the worker is enjoying a higher wage. On the other side, you have entrepreneurs, small businesses, which are the backbone of the economy. So we want to make sure that their costs are manageable because we want them there.
After the minimum wage reaches $15 next year, it will be adjusted annually based on inflation. Today, España says this is a comfort for those concerned about the purchasing power of families.
The comments are not having it. They're like, sorry, that $1 extra does not help us. One of the comments says rent starts at $1,600 for a 1-bedroom. The math's still not mathing with the cost of living. A $1 raise is not that big of a deal. Meanwhile, Florida has the highest inflation in the entire country since 2020. Our rent for a 1-bedroom starts at $1,600 and you have to make 3 times the rent to qualify. So you need to make $4,800 a month to qualify for an apartment here. $14 an hour is a joke. People keep saying don't work minimum wage, and minimum wage was for high schoolers, and they are blatantly wrong. Do your research. Minimum wage was originally created so anyone could survive and have a place to live at the minimum, and that is so true.
I have $52 left at the bank to last until Friday. Today is Monday. I have $135 coming out between now and then in credit card debt. A little bit stressed, but this is usually how it is for me most weeks. So if you do the math, we're going to be negative a little over $80, and I also have 33 miles left till empty. I can get away with putting about $15 in my car. Let's just say we're going to be negative about $100. Lucky for me though, I did do a pet sitting job over the weekend. It was a small one. Get paid for that today. She owes me $50. A lot of my clients do tip, so we'll see what comes of that. At least I won't be negative $100. Do you know that I need at least roughly $50 now to get me through the week? I would love to start Instacarting, but I've been trying to sign up for 2 years, and it always says I'm on the wait list. I don't know how to go about that. I've emailed them. I did DoorDash a few years ago, and in my area, it's just not really worth it. So yeah. When I say I'm drowning in credit card debt, I truly mean I feel like I'm drowning in credit card debt. If I was not in $9,000 worth of credit card debt, I would not be in this situation right now. I would not go negative all the time in the bank. So that's when I brought my debt to TikTok. It was embarrassing at first, but then I realized this is real life.
Some of the comments say credit card debt is the absolute worst. Single mom working full time, Instacarting on weekends, almost $20,000 in credit card debt. I feel you. You are not alone. I took a large pay cut and wasn't prepared financially for that. I am over $20,000 in credit card debt. I think the black and white thinking in the US is that people who are in credit card debt are just in credit card debt because they were irresponsible, when in reality, a lot of the time, because of medical expenses or other expenses that crop up, people are just trying to survive. They're not going out and spending lavishly on their wants. And it's sad that people are judged so harshly for having credit card debt when they're just trying to survive. Yes, some people spend recklessly, but not all. And especially in the US, when you have like almost no safety net, a lot of times people do use credit cards to try and survive.
I owe $30,000 worth of credit card debt at 24 years old. This is my credit card debt breakdown. I currently have 5 different credit card accounts that I need to pay off. The first one, which is the least amount of debt that I owe, would be my Freedom Unlimited card, in which I owe $1,649.99. My Capital One card, I owe $4,388.83. On my Best Buy account, I owe $6,210. My Chase credit card, I owe $6,856. Last but not least, Discover. This is the one that I owe the most on, and it is $10,952. That brings me to a total of $30,057.68. I've looked into filing for bankruptcy, but I don't think that that's the best route for me at this time. I think that I won't qualify for Chapter 7, and I also don't think that Chapter 13 would be the best option either. There's no other option for me other than just finding other ways to make money and paying this off as soon as possible. I'm turning 25 soon, and my goal is to become debt-free and just be more smart with my money. Honestly, just never get myself back into this position.
I love a good debt-free journey. Some of the comments say, my husband and I paid off $22,000 in 4 months. You can do this. I went from $25,000 credit card debt down to $300 debt now. You can do it. Getting out of credit card debt is the most freeing feeling in the world. It really is. And those interest rates, whew, predatory.
A Brooklyn man lost his $800,000 home over a $5,000 water bill. It was sold out from under him at a foreclosure auction. And take a look at how he found out about it. In the middle of the night, this is what the Brown family in Brooklyn woke up to. Strangers using power tools to try to get into their home, only to find out later those strangers had a legal right to be there. Back in 2019, Brown had just finished paying off the mortgage, but says he didn't know he had an unpaid water bill for $5,000.
I would pay it with no problem.
Here's what the city does with larger unpaid tax and water bills. The city sells the unpaid bills to what's called a trust, which is a group of investors. It's then up to those investors to collect the money with interest. If the balance isn't paid, the home can go into foreclosure and be bought at auction. That's what happened to Mr. Brown. The city and the trust said they sent him warning notices, but Brown says he did not receive them. He owns a 3-story home and rents out the 2 lower units to other families.
It's rough, it's tough. I cannot eat, I cannot drink, I cannot sleep. I cannot stay at the house.
That was your American dream.
That was my dream, only dream.
There needs to be more done to make sure that these hardworking people who paid up their mortgage, or older people who paid off their mortgage, have fixed income, don't get into that kind of rut.
If that isn't corporate cronyism, I don't know what is. When mafia-like tactics are legalized, you know the system is so corrupt. Some of the comments say he paid off close to $1 million for his home and it was snuffed right from under him due to someone's greed. If the water bill gets that high, why don't they just shut off the water? It's a scam. Precisely. This is theft, plain and simple. The people who work in the courts are working in collusion with the Wall Street firms who bid for these liens. I inherited my father's luxury car. It was paid for and he passed a few months after it came off the lot. The car was towed from a legal parking spot and put up for auction within 3 days. Thank God my father's estate lawyer stopped the transfer. The judge was furious that this happened. This was in 1998, but I am sure things are still the same. They tried to assign my father a guardian before he died so that the guardian could run through his money. I was able to stop that action as well. If you have not seen the movie I Care a Lot, oh, you need to see it. Wow, the corruption is real.
My rent is going up almost $300 a month, okay? I'm confused. I'm lost, dumbfounded. Everywhere in my city, everybody going up in apartments, okay? These are just 1 bedrooms. I pay $1,100 a month for 1 bedroom right now. If I resign my lease, it'd be $1,300, okay? Not including maintenance fees, not including all the utilities and all that stuff. When it's all said and done, I'll be spending $1,600, $1,700 to live there, okay? When it's all said and done. My thing is, what do these landlords think we're making out here? Okay? Everybody not making all that kind of money like this. I'm a truck driver. As you can see, I'm in the truck right now. Truck drivers don't get raises, okay? We don't get raises. I barely made enough to make 3 times the rent already. But now it's just going up. I don't know what's going to happen. I make $4 grand a month. I don't know. Well, I make that, but after taxes and all that, you know how that goes. It's about 36, something like that. I won't be able to afford that place anymore I live at right now. So I got to move. I'm probably considering living in my truck, maybe.
Some of the comments say, I just turned 62 years old and got my retirement SSI. They give me $1,045 a month. How can I live on that? I've worked from 16 to 60 for what? Something is seriously wrong with SSI. Everything is going up but the paycheck. I had to move back in with my parents at 30 because as a medical assistant, I was barely making $3,000 a month. So it's all of us.
I regret getting a car note. And it's not even because I might not have the money to pay my payment or something like that. I really just regret getting one because it's just very inconvenient and it be in the way. Like, it's just really an unnecessary bill. And it really showed me that when you get a car note, it's because you want something nice and you can't afford it, and you know, leasing and credit and stuff like that, it makes a way so you can get things that you want that you can't afford. But it's like like them payments be in a way. It most definitely be in a way, and especially at my age, because it's so much I want to do. If I ain't gonna lie, if I could today, I would let come pick that car up and I would go save my money and go buy me another car, just because it just be in a way for real. And this is really for the people that's thinking about getting one. It's not for people that already have one. I mean, yeah, use the comments to like speak your truth, but come on now, be respectful.
I've only ever bought used cars except for one time in my life. Got a new car, and within a year, fortunately, I was able to get rid of it because, like you said, those payments get in the way. I wasn't liking the payments. And for me, Toyotas are where it's at. Toyotas last. Getting a cash car was the best thing I ever did for myself and my pockets. Buy a cash car, I pay by insurance and spend my money on whatever else I want. I'm 24, I've been having my own car since I was 17 and always got a cash car and was thinking about a note, but thank you, I'm good with my low quality.
So many folks are drowning under the weight of credit card debt as the number of accounts with delinquent balances has more than doubled since 2021. A report from the Philadelphia Federal Reserve also shows a record high number of people are only paying the minimum monthly payment on their credit card bills. It's peaked at nearly 11% of all accounts in the third quarter of 2024. You see it on that graph. And this comes as a new survey from Bakker found that over half of Americans don't have enough savings to cover a $1,000 emergency expense. That's serious. Here to help break this all down is Ted Rossman. He's a senior industry analyst at Bankrate. Ted, I always advocate for people I know to never make just the minimum payment. Help us understand what the risks are for consumers who only pay that to their credit card.
The typical minimum payment formula on a credit card is just 1% of the balance plus interest every month. That means it takes a really long time to pay this off. The average credit card balance is around $6,400, according to TransUnion. Well, if you make minimum payments at the average interest rate, which is around 20%, you're going to be in debt for 18 years, and you're going to end up paying about $9,300 just in interest. So we really want to pay it off much more quickly than that.
Some of the comments say, this has been coming since 1981. You can't continue to lower incomes or eliminate high-paying jobs and expect the middle class to cope. The federal minimum wage is still $7.25. 47% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Sooner or later, the bubble is going to burst when the cards get maxed out and shopping grinds to a halt except for the bare necessities. The United States government has also been making the minimum payment and taking out additional loans for decades. Cook your own food, take the time to plan out your meals, make your own coffee, stay away from convenience stores, stay off Amazon, don't go to the malls, buy used cars, get rid of streaming services. Free, inexpensive things to do. Take a walk in nature, go to the library, visit a museum or college campus, watch a Division III college sporting event, and volunteer your time as a family to help those less fortunate. Life is indeed not fair many times. It's imperative for people to take responsibility for their own lives. You can't live with Uncle Sam when you retire. Remember, it's okay to say no to your children. So I totally agree with a lot of this comment with like the cook your own food, you know, basically live below your means, make your own coffee, and then all the free, inexpensive things to do. I know when I went on my debt-free journey, I was at my public library all the time. I love to read and I just love the public library. Museums are also great to go to. I don't like when people are like, it's imperative for people to take responsibility for their own lives. Yes, to a point. But when you live in the wealthiest country on earth and you're paying more in taxes than billionaires are, the system is broken. And I think two things can be true at once. Both things can be acknowledged. As like this next comment says, to prove my point, when poor people don't pay off their credit cards, it's irresponsible. When well-off people file for their second bankruptcy, it's just smart financing. The corporations, the billionaires, they are given so many tax breaks and incentives that the average ordinary American never gets. But to end things on a lighter note.
Hello, welcome to the bank.
Hello, I'd like to take out a loan of $1,000.
Is that a lot to you? You must be broke. Here you go. Just know it comes with 3,000% interest.
3,000% interest?
We have your soul. You know, you're actually
asking for a loan. How do I pay this back?
You don't. It's how we keep you poor.
I'd like to take out a loan of $30 million.
Your interest will be 2%. Here you go. Bradley, come here. Bradley's going to thank you properly with his mouth.
Sounds good to me.
This is America.
Okay, and that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll check out one or both of these videos on screen next to me, and I will see you next time. Bye.